What is up, everybody? Welcome into another live here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. I am Ethan, the Ethan's NBA Talk host of the channel, and today we're going to be talking about something that's very important for me, uh, because as you guys know, I am a huge Sixers fan. I have been all my life a huge Sixers fan, and this is just very worrying me what's happening with our team right now. I'm going to be getting into everything that is happening with the Sixers, um, how they got knocked out in the playoffs last week, what their off season's looking like. It's just not good. It really isn't, and you know, we are in a horrible position. Some good came out of it. We'll talk about that as well. But yeah, so that is pretty much what I want to talk about today. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, to turn on your notifications so you won't miss out on any of these exciting lives, videos, shorts that I upload. And make sure to like this live stream if you enjoy, and we'll get right into it. We'll just wait for a few people to get in. um Start off the live stream with getting a sip of this ice cold water. Ooh. All right, so yeah, we'll just wait for people to get in. Spurs with a massive victory against the Timberwolves. That was wild last night. That was pretty awesome. um 139 to 109, I think, was the final score. So yeah, I believe the Pistons destroyed the Cavs, so that they'll be in a game seven. So all that stuff is really interesting, and we'll see what the future holds. But today we're talking about the Sixers, and we'll see where the future is. We have 4 people in right now, so welcome if you're just joining in. I think we'll get right into it. So yeah, I think the microphone is working okay. Yeah, I think it's working okay. So yeah, let's get started, everybody. 5 people in now. So this is what I want to talk about. The Sixers, they got swept by the New York Knicks, and it just sucks. You know, welcome in, Casper, to the live. Welcome. Uh, so basically, it sucks that the Sixers were swept by the Knicks. But I don't know why there's so many Philly fans that are so, like, they are acting like we were a complete failure this season. Um I actually thought it was a success that we even got to this round. Welcome in, Padma, to the live. Happy birthday, Casper. Um yeah, so the Sixers getting swept by the Knicks is nothing to be ashamed of. Like, it does suck that we got swept. We shouldn't have even been in that position. I think we did a great job. First off, I just want to say this: if you guys look at my standings predictions, you guys know I'm a Sixers fan, like I said, but I'm not biased. I like to say things how I see them. I predicted the Sixers to finish 11th in the East. 11th. Not even a playing team. I expected us to barely miss the playing tournament. But what did we do? We do finish 7th. We beat the Magic in the playing tournament. Then I was like, all right, we're in the playoffs against the Celtics. Um, so then when the playoffs come around, I said, yeah, the Celtics are too good. Celtics are going to win the championship. They'll beat my Sixers in 5 games. And, you know, Uh, the Sixers were down 3-1, so I thought in Game 5, all right, the Sixers. This is where the Sixers get knocked out in Boston. They're gonna lose in 5 games, like I predicted. We dominate them away to force the Game 6 at home. So I'm like, okay, let's see how we do at home because I do feel like we do better away than at home. I think that's with a lot of Philly teams. I think the Flyers do better away. I think the Sixers do better away. I think that's just a part of Philly teams for some reason. I don't know what for what reason they do better away. Uh, maybe because they feel very pressured at home. They're worried that they're going to get booed by their own fans. I know that happens a lot in Philly that they get booed by their own fans if they don't perform well. Maybe that's pressure to them. But the Sixers did play very well at home, and they forced a Game 7 in Boston. So then I'm thinking we have a chance, and we won, and I was so excited. We finally beat our bitterest rivals, the Boston Celtics. Uh, and then when we went against the Knicks, I'm like so excited. If we beat the Celtics, we might have a chance to beat the Knicks. I was so hoping that we beat the Knicks because I felt like if we had beaten the Knicks, then we could possibly make a run and go on to the NBA Finals. Uh, but then we get swept, and that just really sucks to see. It really sucks to get swept, especially when all the Knicks fans that were at the stadium took over Xfinity Mobile Arena, and it just really really sucks. Um, to see all those Knicks fans cheering, and I felt bad for the players that they didn't really get to hear their own fans in that series. It felt like the Sixers fans were pretty much non-existent in Game 3 and Game 4, but just we didn't play well enough, and Knicks dominated. I mean, that 3-point shooting was just unbelievable by them. But I would just like to say this: when you get out rebounded by 10 plus rebounds in 3 of the 4 games that you played against the Knicks, you're probably not going to win the series because that is just really bad. You know, Embiid was very, very lackadaisical at getting rebounds, not defending well, got bullied by Mitchell Robinson in that one game. Mitchell Robinson got offensive rebound after offensive rebound. One time dunked over Embiid right on his head, and that's just not a good look for JoJo at all. Maxi, a player who I said that was way better than Jalen Brunson. I said that. I said that Maxi is way better than Jalen Brunson all season. All season. I said that Brunson doesn't even come close to Tyrese. And Tyrese, and, and listen, I love Tyrese. He is my favorite player. I love Tyrese. And, you know, I it, when he plays good, it's just so exciting. He's such an exciting player to watch. But when you shoot 15% from three in that series, that is not good enough for Tyrese. That really isn't. Like, that was just very bad. And he knows that he did bad. But 15% from three. And then, like I've said before, Paul George 7 points in Game 4. 7 points when the season's on the line. I said Paul George. We should have never gotten him. We should have never ever gotten him. 54 million a year. I don't know for what reason. A 4-year extension when he's going to be 38 at that time. First season he is out with an injury. Second season suspended for 25 games. Just what were we thinking there? But then, Embiid, typical, injury and I just it's gotten to a point where I feel bad for him. I love Joel Embiid, but it's gotten to the point where we feel bad for him because he just cannot catch a break. He's always injured. It's really sucks. Um, but I've heard people, right? I've heard people all over, and this is a load of nonsense in my opinion. First off, Daryl Morey fired. That is great. That is a really great. Daryl Morey has caused so much damage to this team, and I'm just over it. And I'm happy that we fired him. It's about time. But the big thing that stood out to me is that Nick Nurse is set to stay next season. That is a great decision by us. And I know a lot of people are saying that, Nick Nurse should be fired. He doesn't get the team ready for the second half. If you think that these people expected us to like win the championship or something this season in the NBA, the truth is, if you expect us to be doing better with them group of players, then I just don't know where you're coming from. I really don't. I just don't think our bench is good enough. It's not deep enough. VJ Edgecombe, one of our best players, still rookie. He's still learning how to play the game. Maxey, I feel like this is his first time being a leader in the playoffs for this team. Last time we were in the playoffs was against the Knicks in the first round. We lost to them in 6 games. I feel like it was more Embiid that was supposed to be the leader at that time, and he was injured. But Maxey, I feel like, has matured a lot since then, and I guess he just felt a lot of pressure in this series, and it sucks. Paul George, if he's supposed to be a part of your big three, then you're just not gonna win because Paul George was absolutely awful, awful. He was very 7 points in game 4. We pay you $54 million a year, and that's how you perform when our season's on the line. Disgraceful. And Embiid, like I said, I feel really bad for him that he's constantly injured like that. It's I never want to see that, and it just really sucks. But I don't think that this is Nick Nurse's fault. I am very pleased about that news that he's set to stay next season. I'm very happy because I think Nick Nurse did a phenomenal job. We weren't even supposed to be there up to that point. We were supposed to get knocked out by the Celtics, but Nick Nurse did phenomenal by getting us back into it, and just the Knicks were just too overwhelming for us. That's okay. Okay, the Knicks are a really, really good team. There's no shame in losing to them. And then let's get into some of our offseason moves and like trade deadline moves. So Daryl Morey fired. Yeah, that's a great thing. But you could tell how much we were missing Jared McCain in that series. You could tell from the very beginning. Maxey and VJ Edgecombe being forced to play 40 minutes a night is just VJ Edgecombe. I don't think should have played. That's one thing I'll get on Nick Nurse about. I think Quentin Grimes should have played longer, and I know I've talked badly about Quentin Grimes and said that he's not good enough for us, but I will say this: Quentin Grimes should have played more, because VJ Edgecombe was really bad, in the past few games to like end the season, and I will let him off the hook. He is a rookie. He is learning. But he just shouldn't have played that much then. And Maxey, and it just sucks. With Jared McCain not on this team anymore, it feels like we have had no backcourt depth on the team. Cameron Payne was injured. That wasn't an option for us. And just like I said, it really it was really bad. And Jerry McCain, he shot 54% from three in these playoffs, which is a record, I believe. 54% from three is just unbelievable. He has been phenomenal for OKC, and I wish him the best of luck. If for the Thunder, I Thunder will probably go on and win the title again. They have been absolutely unstoppable, and I don't really see the Spurs beating them in 7 games either. I don't. But yeah, when you Jerry McCain, just a big loss for us. You could tell we had no backcourt depth. We were just really struggling from outside. Uh, couldn't match up with the Knicks at all, especially in Game 4. The Knicks just shot out of their mind in that game. 25 threes. Just what's there more to say? It's just not good. But okay, I'll take a slight break. Just I said a lot about the playoffs. Now I want to get more into the off season. With you guys. So yeah, just it is what it is. But like, I don't know why people are being so negative. I actually think this was a successful season, better than what I thought it was going to be. You can't expect the team. It's not another season where you are like, oh, we still can't get past the second round. We're chokers. We can never get past the second round. How do you expect us to get out of the second round? Like, it's not like we were expected. We were 7th in the East. When you ever see a 7th seed make the conference finals? So it's just, but I do think we need a lot to work on this off season, and we work on that. But like I said, it is what it is. Hopefully, we're back next season, and I'm worried about the future, and I will get into that with you guys. Let's see. It is 2:23 p.m. Eastern. We've been on for about 15 minutes now. Yeah, we should be done when it hits like around half an hour. This is our half an hour session of talking about the Sixers. We have 7 people in right now. Thank you all for being in here. I really appreciate it. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon talking about. I could talk about basketball all day. I love basketball. This is the NBA has always been my favorite. But yeah, I do definitely want to talk about my Sixers today because, I know I say I can talk about basketball all day, but I more talk about more referring to the Sixers. I could talk about all day. I love the Sixers, and I can always talk about them. So we'll talk more about them for about 15 more minutes, and we'll get into some off-season things. Now, this is hard to explain, like even for me. So I'm gonna try to explain this to the best I can, and hopefully, hopefully I can explain it. Okay, so with the Sixers, their off season is looking very bad, and I will tell you why. We have no cap space. That is very bad. We have no cap space. Why do we have no cap space? Yeah, I don't know. Why do we not have the cap space? Oh yeah, because we're the only team with 3 players that are making $40 million next season. $40 million next season. Oh my God, that's the state of this team right now. 40 million. Like Maxi absolutely deserves all the money in the world for the way he's carried the Sixers through tough times. Um, like I said, he didn't do good in these playoffs, but he's the reason why we were in this position in the first place. Carried us with Embiid injured, Paul George injured, like all those guys. But you know, guys like Quentin Grimes and Kelly Oubre Jr., who are unrestricted free agents this offseason. Now, if they were to leave, if they were to leave, we wouldn't even be able to generate any cap space because of the amount of money that we have spent. We are in deep, deep trouble. We are, for the future of the Sixers, we are looking very unlikely to have any cap space for a really, really long time. And Embiid, let's get into Embiid. So Embiid, $58 million a year is his contract, right? $58 million a year. I hate to say it. But and you guys know I'm a Joel Embiid guy. I love Joel Embiid, and I appreciate everything that he's done for this team. All the memories that he gave all of us Sixers fans. Um, from his debut to his 70-point game to winning MVP, all that stuff. I appreciate everything that he's done for this team. And if he does get traded at some point or retires, I will miss him. And, but it's gotten to the point where how much more can we take, right? He is injured very often. I don't think for the past few years now, I think it's like 2 or 3 years now. For the past for that long now, he hasn't played 40 games in the season. And it's just like this is unbearable, This is really bad that we have our star player who can't play because he's always injured. And I feel bad for Embiid. I've said it. I feel bad for him. And I'm not sitting here saying that that he's like faking injuries or stuff like that. Maybe sometimes we say that he over exaggerates on soft injuries that he gets, but at the same time, we don't know his like health, what his status is. We don't know what condition is he in, and you could see that Embiid really wants to fight through injuries that he gets. He really wants to play, but again, if you were gonna trade Embiid, you should have traded him a while ago, not extend him to this big contract. And now other teams are seeing that Embiid is injury prone, and other teams don't want him now because of his injuries. And so pretty much we're basically stuck with Joel. I know it's painful to say, but we are stuck with him. We have nothing to do. Paul George, $54 million a year. So this is what I want to say. Paul George. I try to welcome him to this team, like I like to do with every Sixer player that comes, regardless if I'm happy if they come here or not. I try to welcome them to the team. And you guys know, I was never okay with Paul George coming to this team. I said it was a horrible, horrible signing. It was a horrible, by us. You should have never even been a Sixer in the first place. But then, you could see, this is the thing, what I say, when he has good games, when he has good games, I still don't like to be too positive because I know how he can fall apart in a lot of other games. One good game he has, and everybody's like, "Oh, Paul George is an amazing player for our team. I can't wait to see what he's going to do next. He's going to lead us to a championship," like stuff like that. Paul George, right? You mean to tell me $54 million a year, and he played like that in the playoffs? We got on James Harden for playing bad when he was on our team, but Paul George, $54 million a year, and he played like that. 7 points in Game 4 when our season was on the line. There's nothing more to say. There's nothing really. Paul George, he's another player that no other team wants because, first off, he got injured in his first season with our team. That's $54 million at the door for nothing. Year 2, this is his second year. He gets suspended for 25 games and then comes back and plays good for a little bit. Plays pretty good for like a couple weeks. And then when it comes playoff time, he just completely falls apart. And Game 4 against the Knicks really summed it up and really proved why I probably would help you guys understand why I didn't want him to come to our team in the first place, because I just don't think that he's good enough. Maybe I would be okay with his team and being on our team if he wasn't so expensive. Like we paid him way too much, and if he wasn't if he was not this expensive, then maybe I would say he's good for our team. But that much money to play like that is just embarrassing, and I am very disappointed. Maxey, though, $41 million a year. Obviously we're not going to trade Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey is the future of our team. So is VJ Edgecombe. That's a bright future for our NBA team. I just hope that things get sorted and we have the draft to look forward to. I will be doing a mock draft once it gets to that point. Maybe in the next few weeks, I will probably do one, like maybe a week before the draft. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what I wanted to cover today. We have 3 people in right now. We've been on for about half an hour, like I wanted to do. And like I said, it really sucks that we had to go down like this, but it wasn't like too bad. I don't think. I think we still had a successful season. I'm glad that we're gonna keep Nick Nurse. Hopefully, whoever's filling in. I think Bob Myers will fill in for Daryl Morey's spot, and hopefully he decides to keep Nick Nurse as well. I think Nick Nurse is a great coach. Hopefully we get things sorted on the team. Maxey, VJ, still an amazing backcourt duo. I love them. They have a great future together on this team. As for the rest, I'm not too sure. We'll have to see. Unfortunately, like I said, we don't have any cap space for the near future, but hopefully we get things sorted and hopefully we make a nice draft pick to provide some, like, maybe a nice backcourt player to get some backcourt depth on the team. Somebody that can give Maxi and VJ a little bit rest, in games where they're playing a good amount in. They can't be playing 40 minutes a night. But yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to cover. Thank you all for being here for just about half an hour on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Yeah, until next time, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.